Hi everybody, it's Ramona here again from Connect to Your Angels. Wow, we've certainly come through a very, roller coaster like week. I don't know about you, but obviously with everything that happened in Boston, it's just been a crazy week of ups and downs, and especially if you're a more sensitive type, you will probably have felt this a lot more than some of the people around you. I know I woke up on Monday feeling like I was actually getting sick. I thought I was coming down with something. I had no energy. I just couldn't focus, and I was frozen the whole entire day. My hands and feet felt like they were encased in blocks of ice. And then later, of course, when I heard what had happened, it made more sense to me. So if you have experienced something like that, know that you weren't alone, and that was partly the reason for it. But I do have something that I want to comment on with regards to Boston. It has definitely struck a chord with many people, especially with me, being a mother, being a long-distance runner, who frequents those types of events. It definitely hit home for me. But I wanted to mention, it's easy to get caught up in the anger, the frustration, the fear of the whole thing. And unfortunately, what happens when we have mass amounts of people feeling those feelings, how the law of attraction works, it unwittingly brings more of that back to us. This is a great time to revisit or to be reminded of the message of compassion which has come through for me this week to share with you. You have to think, it's not to say that we don't want the individual responsible not to be held accountable for his actions, but at the same time, we have to look on the other side of the fence. People who are capable of these types of acts are often hurting in such a deep, deep way that the best thing we can actually do is send out compassion and love for that person, as crazy as that may sound. But I like to use this analogy because this is what the angels have shown me in the past. It's oftentimes in life when we encounter people who are very angry people, who are very mean sort of people, they're exhibiting those behaviors as a method to protect themselves. If you think of a wild animal, right? When a wild animal is wounded, they become extremely dangerous, extremely vicious. And they do that because they don't want their enemies or their predators to know that they're wounded and they're vulnerable. And people exhibit the exact same thing. When they are wounded on a very deep level or they're hurting inside, they don't want others to know that. So they put up this front or this, exhibit these behaviors of being vicious, of being angry, of being, this crazy sort of, angry person. And so really there's a much deeper level of why they're acting that way. They just haven't had the courage to visit that and to heal from it. So unfortunately that's what they're projecting into the world. So I encourage you all to be reminded of this message of compassion, to try to practice compassion in your daily lives. If you do come across those people who are rub you the wrong way, our automatic instinct is to kind of right back at them, right? Who the hell do they think they are? And, we get bitchy right back to them. But that, it's the two wrongs don't make a right. Instead, maybe really what's needed is for you to extend a helping hand and ask them, what is really bothering you, or how can I help you? Or, if that's not possible, then just extricate yourself from that situation, right? You don't need to put yourself in the line of fire of that negative energy coming at you. Just try to remove yourself from the situation if you can. And work with some rose quartz this week. Have it with you. This is one here. It's kind of hard to see, but it actually is pink. Carry it with you. Have it by your workstation. Send that love and compassion out to each and every person in your path this coming week, okay? All right, so that's what I wanted to say about that. Now, I have another announcement. This is going to be a bit long, this reading, because I'm not even at the reading yet, but I do have to mention about my email list. So my email list, I send out emails to people, not just with the weekly email reading, but also sometimes messages about maybe workshops that are going on, events, that sort of thing. I try not to send it out too often. Obviously, you get the angel reading once a week, but unfortunately, I was, I guess, considered spamming people, and I was shut down. So I wasn't able to send any emails for a few days. So I'm in the midst of getting that cleared up. Now, if you do want to be on my email list and you haven't responded to me yet, I did send out a message. I need to know by tomorrow, Sunday, April the 21st. Anybody who does not respond to me by that date is going to be removed from my list. If I do hear from you after that date and you say you do want to be on, I can resubscribe you. But yeah, I have to clear out that list. So you can send me a message to spiritualmailman, and that's all one word, spiritualmailman at connecttoyourangels.com. And the 2 is the number 2, not the word, okay? Spiritualmailman at connecttoyourangels.com. Just put yes or no in the subject line if you want to be on my list or you do not want to be on my list. And I appreciate that greatly. And I do apologize if some of you had thought that I was spamming you. That was definitely not my intention, but it's been a learning experience for me. And going forward, I'm going to have to look at some other solutions as to how best to get out the weekly angel reading. I may not be emailing it out anymore. It might be up to people to go to the YouTube to find the video there, or to my Facebook page where I always post it, but I will keep you posted on what I'm going to be doing. Other quick announcement is Mother's Day is coming up, and if you are looking for a gift for mom and not sure what to get her, if you think she might enjoy an angel reading, I do offer gift certificates. So you can email me at that same email address and let me know if that's something you are interested in. I send out, it's a nice card, and it's blank on the inside. It includes my contact information, but it's blank on the inside where you can write your own message, and it makes a lovely gift. So whether you're thinking that for Mother's Day or maybe a birthday or anniversary or whatever, I just did want to get the word out that I do offer gift certificates, and readings can be done over the phone, so it doesn't mean the person has to live in the same area as I do. I can do them over the phone, and I do still record them, and the person will receive their CD that has their reading on it, so they can refer to it as often as they like. Okay, so I think that was all the announcements that I had. We'll get on with the weekly reading, and this is going to be for April 22nd through to the 28th. I'm still working with the big double deck. I had debated about working strictly with the fairies to try to bring in that earth energy of spring, but considering everything that happened this week, I think it might be a good idea to continue to have the archangel deck in here as well to give us some guidance that way. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this big gigantic deck of cards. It's a little tricky to kind of manage, but I will go ahead and do that. And we'll draw. I'm going to close my eyes again. I don't like to influence the reading one way or the other. If I pick a fairy card or I pick an archangel card, I just kind of want to go with whatever. Okay, so same as last week. I have 2 fairy cards, 1 angel card, archangel card. So we'll flip them over. Okay, so Monday's card. This is from the archangel deck, Spiritual Understanding. And I'll read you the message from Archangel Raziel, who is sort of the angel keeper of sort of the more esoteric, deep message type stuff. It says, I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you to understand spiritual truths. So really, he is helping us all to kind of get a better understanding of, answers to some of the deeper questions that we have. And I do feel this is related to what has happened recently with all this chaos and destruction and things. A lot of times this brings up questions in people like, how can this happen? Why is this happening? What is going on? So work with Archangel Raziel this week to help you sort of understand that and get to the heart of it. But really, what I said at the beginning of this reading about holding compassion is probably the best thing that we can do, because like I said, when there's fear, when there's anger, and on a wide scale, that is being sent out to the universe times a billion, and that's what we get more of. Even though people sometimes don't want those things, they're mistakenly putting out the wrong vibration. And I think I've used this example before, but it is a good illustration, and that is where, sometimes people will protest, right? They'll protest, anti-war. But the universe doesn't differentiate between like, don't like, want, don't want. All it's hearing is war, war, war. So that's what we get more of. More war, more disruption, more turbulence. If we want to bring in peace, then that's what we have to put out there. We have to put pro-peace, pro-peace. The universe hears peace, and that's what we get back. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's a small shift in our thinking, but has a huge impact, as you can see. So make sure that you are emitting the right vibration, the right thought pattern out into the universe so that we can get more of that. So send compassion, send love, send that request for peace so that we get more of that. Okay, try to work with that this week, and as always, let me know how that goes. I would love to hear your personal stories. Okay, all right, into the middle of so that was Monday, Tuesday, but I would suggest working with that all week. Okay, into the middle of the week, we have the perfect timing card. I like this one because a lot of times people wonder, they're feeling like they want to make a change or they want to move forward with something, or, they've been kind of getting those pokes from spirit, but they don't know when to move forward with that. So what the angels are saying here is now is the perfect timing. They have done all their groundwork. They have laid that foundation. They've lined everything up into the right, perfect way. Now it's up to you to take those human steps, to do the legwork, to follow through on the guidance they have been giving you, which actually says this is the right time to move forward. That's what the message is. So take their guidance and run with it. Don't procrastinate anymore, because there's nothing else that you need in order to, move forward with whatever this is. Everything you have is at your disposal. Even though you may not think that, even though you may not feel that. And the reason why you don't is because, again, ego is getting in there and trying to trick you and telling you, no, I just need this, or I just need that, or I need to talk to one more person, or I'm not quite there, or I need more information, all those things. Nonsense. That isn't the case. You can definitely go forward and enact whatever that is that you've been wanting to move forward on, okay? So work with that perfect timing and Nike swoosh, just do it, okay? Now, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think we have a lot of control freaks out there. The message is easy does it. And I'll read you what it actually says. It's saying, stop trying so hard to control everything, and then the doors will open for you. If you've been feeling blocked in some capacity, chances are you are trying to really orchestrate how this is all supposed to play out. As much as people say, well, I've put it out there to my angels, I've asked for their help. You may have done that, but you may have also kind of said, now angels, bring me this, and I want it to show up like this, and it should happen this time, and you're trying to give them the parameters of how to bring this to you. Instead, your job is just to figure out the what, and their job's to figure out how to bring it to you. So do that. Just be really clear on what it is you want, and then release that. Step back from that. Let go of that control so they can do their work. When you take those couple steps back sometimes, it's amazing. It does seem like that gate has opened and everything just suddenly flows better, and it happens quicker, and probably in ways you wouldn't have thought of anyway that are even better than what you had imagined. So let go, take it easy, don't be trying to, don't be such a control freak is really what it boils down to. All right, so that's the reading for this week. As always, I would love to hear your feedback. Let me know how it's going for you. You can post here on YouTube, like I said, or send me a message to my email. Again, it's spiritualmailman@connecttoyourangels.com, or you can visit me on my Facebook page, which is also connecttoyourangels.com. And there's a lot of great people there, great community, so I invite you to visit there if you haven't already. So wishing you a great week. Stay gentle with yourselves, work with that love energy, work with your rose quartz, and have many angel blessings. See you next week.